Top of the morning, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson Fury and Luis Ortiz. Now, you might ask, what do these guys have in common? Well, for one, they're both heavyweights, but the most important thing in common is that they have a common opponent. They have both fought Deontay Wilder twice, okay? And the outcomes was different, and I want to explain the differences, okay? Now, Tyson Fury, let's start with Ortiz. Ortiz boxed aggressively, countered aggressively against Deontay Wilder, got hurt in the 5th round, got dropped in the 5th round, recovered, hurt Deontay Wilder in the 7th round. Wilder survived the 7th round. Then gets dropped again in the 10th round. And ultimately stopped after two other knockdowns, okay? Now, Fury fought Wilder, and he outboxed Wilder 9 to 10 rounds in that fight. Wilder eventually caught him in the 9th, dropping him. Then it was a firefight. Then, of course, getting dropped again with a massive right hand in the 12th round. Got up, miraculously. He got up like Lazarus, rallied, came back into that fight. Second Ortiz fight. Ortiz used the boxing method. Box smart, stay on the outside, counter when you can. He won every round, including the one that he was actually stopped in, which was the 7th. He got dropped in the 7th round. Boom. He was out of there. So he won 6 straight rounds by boxing. His problem is he got on the ropes and got caught on the ropes. I don't know why he went on the ropes, but he did nonetheless. Maybe he got a little bit more too comfortable, like a lot of fighters do when they fight Wilder. Okay. You're asking, well, where am I going with all this? It's simple. Tyson Fury comes in, changes his fight style, comes right at Wilder, and it was brilliant because he started attacking Wilder with the intent of hurting Wilder. But why do you think that is? You have two different fighters that fought Wilder 2 different ways. But one learned from fighting him the first fight versus one didn't. Fury learned in the first Wilder fight that I can hurt Wilder. He knew that, and that's what he built his strategy around, okay? He got rid of Ben Davison because Ben Davison didn't see his vision. He got with Javon Sugar Hill Stewart, okay? Because he knew, I'm going to need firepower. I'm going to need to learn, be in a facility, an environment where they teach me how to punch. They teach me how to move, duck, dodge, attack, pivot, in certain ways for a strategy of hurting and eventually stopping your opponent. See, Fury knew that he could outbox Wilder, but that wasn't enough. Just like Ortiz should have known, I can outbox Wilder. That wasn't enough. The difference was Ortiz thought, hey, if I play safe and box Wilder, I'll be okay. So I can do that in the 7th round. Now, don't get me wrong. He did attack because Ortiz, one thing I do like about him, regardless of what people say about his age or whatever, he will attack you. He is a mean fighter. He is an aggressive fighter at times, especially when he counters, okay? But he thought that he could play it safe, and he underestimated the punching power of Wilder. But the problem is he waited for Wilder. Anytime you're boxing, you're putting yourself in jeopardy of getting countered, especially when someone is taller than you and has the reach and along with the speed, because you have to give Wilder credit. He did have the speed to throw right hands that you normally don't see. He was able to catch Fury in the second fight with a couple right hands, first and second round, okay? Before Fury countered, he slipped the right hand, because that's basically what Wilder does. Jab, right hand, jab, jab, right hand. Every so often he might turn a left hook over off the right hand, okay? But that's very rare, because he loads up with one shot. Oh, I missed with that one. That's all I have for this particular punch sequence. Okay, that's it. So Ortiz tried to play it safe, got knocked out, because Deontay Wilder's the kind of guy that he believes in his own fire, his own punches. But what Fury did, he fought fire with fire. He no longer said, you know what, I'm not going to sit here and play with this guy and wait for this guy to eventually catch me with something that hurts me. Then he's going to windmill to me to death if he doesn't knock me out with this punch. Okay, but Fury knew, I can hurt this guy, so let's see what happens when I fight fire with fire. I take my own fire and I apply it against his. What will you think will be the outcome? We've seen the outcome. Because Fury started to attack him because he knew, I got this guy. I got this guy's number. I can beat this guy. You know, I can hurt this guy. I can drop this guy. And he did both. And eventually the fight was stopped. Okay, so that's the advantages of fighting fire with fire. The problem is now that Fury knows, I know I can beat this guy. I know I can hurt this guy. Ortiz has to learn head movement. He might be too old. I wouldn't be surprised if you did see a Ortiz-Wilder fight. It probably wouldn't be for a belt or whatever, but Ortiz needs someone to pin his legacy on. I guess he's like Chisora and Fury. They got to win. He has to win one of them, right? Because that's what Chisora said about Fury if he fought Fury again. So it's one of those things where you have two different fighters, and the choices you make, which evolves around the strategy, okay? And then it's really the discipline on how effective and how devout you are with your strategy. Tyson Fury was relentless with his, because he knew, I can hurt this guy with certain punches. Left hooks, right hands, and it was really the right. The right was clipping him upside the head. Boom, right here or right here on the ear, okay? And it worked, because Deontay Wilder was not accustomed to that. He wasn't used to that. He wasn't used to the fire coming back. So, yeah, he can dish it out, but he couldn't take it. That is the result of fighting fire with fire. Now, if Ortiz should have learned that, and if he was confident that he could have knocked out Deontay Wilder, he should have at least tried to knock him out, okay? Which he didn't. You know, he was too busy boxing, which was good, until it turned on him, because, again, the longer you sit in with a guy like Wilder, the longer, the better the chances are of him catching you. Okay, especially if you're trying to play it safe. You don't play it safe with Deontay Wilder. You come straight in, you rush in an attack, you get him out of there. And then people are going to know that. He's going to be like another Julian Jackson now. Julian Jackson was known for knocking people savage, just savage knockouts. Okay? But one thing that people did not, found out was that he can be knocked out too. So that's that's the catch-22 with that. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Tyson Fury fighting fire with fire. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.